Okay, so thank you very much for accepting my invitation to share your experience with me. And for the beginning, I would like you to introduce yourself a little bit to us, to tell us a little bit more about your job, how long have you been in the real estate world, and to share your experience with launch control. So you may start whenever you're ready.
No problem. So my name is Zellerin. I've been using Launch Control for about, I would say, 2 years now. My company is RE Home Solutions. We're a, buying and selling company here based in Georgia. And, my role at the moment is acquisitions slash CEO. Our experience with Launch Control has been great. We like the system that it has in place. We're able to send multiple messages, back and forth. The drip automations definitely helped us a lot. And
Mhm.
overall, it's just been a great experience using launch control.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience. So tell me, how long have you been using launch control, and what are the parts that actually made you stay with us, and which features do you prefer?
We've been using launch control for 2 years. The features that we like, that the reason that we use it more than, we've used Lee Sherpa, batch texting, and we didn't like it because they only had single templates. But with launch control, you have the option to have spinner tokens, multiple variations of one message. So then you're able to fly under the radar in terms of getting spammed by carriers. And that was really just the biggest thing that helped us in terms of reaching more people.
Thank you so much. And tell me, how do you feel launch control changed since you have been a long-term customer? So how has launch control changed and affected your user experience since you just started and now? Because there have been lots of changes, you already know.
Yeah, so what the changes we've seen was definitely the layout and the design of it, and also the dashboard. And the dashboard definitely helps us with keeping track of how much messages we're sending in a day, what type of leads we're getting, the categories we're getting. Also some more things that we saw notice was the tagging system. That
Mhm.
was definitely added on, and definitely the drip automation was the biggest changer for us that we definitely like, because we're able to have a lot of drips sent out in a day without us having to manually do it. It automatically gets done in the background. And that's just some of the things that we see and have changed from when we first started to,
Mhm.
where launch control is now.
Actually, we do always listen to our customers. We get our feedback and we try to forward it to the product team management. So they're trying to implement as many useful features as possible to make your work easier and faster. So drip automations was something that was absolutely necessary, especially for users who are fully employed with some other businesses, or they don't have time, or they lost a virtual assistant. So they basically work as another virtual assistant who will be reaching out and keeping touch points with prospects who are not a hot lead yet, but not do not call. So everything in between a hard yes and hard no can be put on a drip campaign. What I can actually announce, it is not 100% definite, but we're definitely thinking about adding some new cool features like exporting per tags, since you mentioned tags, and also exporting statistics per campaign. This is something our product team is working on, and we're still looking into realization of lots and lots more new cool features. All right, so taking into consideration of the whole new layout and everything, what are the things that you would change? Is there something you would like to see in our new stage of new releases?
So the things that I've been wanting or I've been thinking about that could be added on would really be kind of having better tracking of your KPIs in terms of per campaign, just kind of
Mhm.
seeing like how many leads it took, how many texts did it take to get a response,
Mhm.
from how many responses, to how many offers you gave, and
Mhm.
to how many of those offers were actually converted over and pushed to the CRM, or
Mhm.
tagged, offer accepted. And those I
Mhm.
feel like would have it would kind of give a better understanding on,
Mhm.
what our numbers would look like on our end. So we kind of know
Mhm.
that we have to send this specific amount of messages, send
Mhm.
these specific amount of offers to get these amount of deals locked
Mhm.
up within, campaigns.
Yes, it's definitely something we're working on, as I said, exporting statistics per campaign. But yes, basically you can, when you click on a campaign, you can check how many total messages were delivered, total delivery, how many responses, total response rate, how many undelivered messages, then your lead breakdown, even the batches you used, and the prospects, which ones you selected per status, filtered by status, and you can even see the last messages. So when you copy that single prospect and paste it into the inbox search bar, you can see the whole conversation. But yeah, you would like to include more KPI features in the campaign statistics, like for example, how many touch points you needed until you got a hot lead, right? So you can have a better strategy in the future, or just approximate insight of the strategy needed to get a hot lead in how many steps, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Actually, something we're working on, as I already said. All right,
Gotcha. That's great.
so tell me a little bit more. So let's say, for example, how many hot leads were you able to get so now by now, and how many deals approximately have you closed with Launch Control?
So from launch control, we've closed about, I would say honestly, maybe 10 to 15 deals. I would say 15 deals. We've actually closed around 260,000 off of just launch control, just off of texting alone.
Wow.
Um, and we've gotten a lot of big spreads on them. We've gotten deals from 60,000 to
Mhm.
30,000. Smallest have been about maybe like 1,000 or 3,000, but they took maybe less than an hour to get to the closing table. But other than that, we have gotten very big spreads off
Mhm.
of launch control.
Wow, if you're able to only close 2 or 3 deals, it's already a huge return rate. You closed 15 in 2 years, which is amazing, and you're not without reason among one of our high performers. So yes, basically following our best practices, following our strategies, consistency, patience, nurturing inbox conversations, and a good quality list is definitely the keys to success. Would you agree on that?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, and is there anything, any message that you would like to give to our new users? So, like a conclusion.
Really, the only message I have is taking some time on making your templates, because honestly, making a template takes a good amount of time to make sure it
Mhm,
makes sense, it doesn't sound spammy, and that
mhm,
you're not using any negative keywords. So really, just mostly spending time on your templates first, because that's what really attracts people to the message.
mhm,
And you want to make sure that you don't sound like a scam or anything like that. You want to
mhm.
make sure that they think it's a real message, that you are looking to buy a house, because you want as many people responding to your messages, so you're able to at least have a conversation with them, try to get
Mhm.
them on the phone, give them an offer, and try to close them out.
Perfect. Yes, a good approach is basically everything. So, thank you so much for sharing your feedback and for sending this message to our new users.